Welcome to Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast, the podcast that empowers you to turn your dreams into reality using the law of attraction. I'm your host, Papi DiNuzzo, and together we'll dive into the mindset, strategies, and energy shifts you need to create the life you've always envisioned. Whether it's health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, or spirituality. Inspired by my transformative book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, each episode brings you practical tools, inspiring stories, and bold insights to unlock your limitless potential. Get ready to manifest your greatness, and let's dive in.
Podcast disclosure. The following podcast is by DiNuzzo Private Wealth, Inc. DiNuzzo is for general informational purposes only. No portion of the podcast serves as the receipt of or as a substitute for personalized investment advice from DiNuzzo. Different types of investments involve varying degrees of risk, and it should not be assumed that future performance of any specific investment or investment strategy or any non-investment related or planning services, discussion, or content will be profitable, be suitable for your portfolio or individual situation, or prove successful. No portion of the podcast content should be construed by a client or prospective client as a guarantee that he or she will experience a certain level of results if DiNuzzo is engaged or continues to be engaged to provide investment advisory services. Namaste, this is Mikey, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today, along with manifestation mindset coach Papi DiNuzzo, on the Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. If you're a successful entrepreneur looking to take your business, life, health, wealth, love, and impact to the next level, the Papi Mindset Manifestation Mastermind and or the Papi Mindset Manifestation Retreats may be just the answer and experience you've been looking for. This is where positive thoughts, emotions, and actions align with ancient wisdom within a tribe of purpose meets profits entrepreneurs who are dedicated to elevating their mindset, their energy, their results, and their fellow brothers and sisters in need. If you're ready to manifest, grow, stretch, and really step into the next newer, higher version of yourself, Papi's Mastermind and Retreats were created just for you. Also, don't forget about Papi's social media. It's a continuous stream of positive energy. So if you haven't already joined his tribe, I highly recommend that you follow, share, and like Papi on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And Papi, I want to congratulate you on the 100,000 followers that you just got on YouTube. That is such exciting news. And all of this is available to everyone at no cost to you. So please make sure that you go over there and follow, like, and share. So let's go to Papi now for his monologue and to set the table for today's podcast. Namaste, Papi.
Namaste, Mikey. Namaste, Kim. Namaste, all of our wonderful, beautiful fellow brothers and sisters across planet Earth. Thank you so much for joining us today. Yes, Mikey, we just continue to grow by leaps and bounds. We focus on social media on one or two channels, one or two platforms on entrepreneurs, impact-driven entrepreneurs. But the super majority of our audience, we're reaching out to our fellow brothers and sisters, my target audience, the 4 billion plus fellow brothers and sisters living off of less than $5 per day, living off of less than $5 per day. You think you're having a bad day, my fellow brothers and sisters? 1 out of every 2 of our fellow brothers and sisters on planet Earth is living off of less than $5 per day. Again, I just give you all Papi offers as suggestions. You think you're having a bad day, just pause and just think about that for a moment. You'll be in gratitude for the rest of the day, at least going forward after today, if you just pause and think about that. So much you have to be grateful for. What a beautiful podcast we have set up for today. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, Kim, for such a great job that both of you do. My fellow brothers and sisters, namaste. Namaste. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you. My fellow brothers and sisters, when I start to talk, the best way that I can phrase it is that my subconscious mind is holding out a glass of water as soon as I start to talk. And your subconscious mind recognizes this at the moment that I hold that glass of water out when I first start to talk, and it realizes and recognizes it as dying of thirst. Dying of thirst. 97% of our fellow brothers and sisters are getting a failing grade at manifesting. 97% are getting a failing grade at manifesting. That is what Papi's here for. Manifesting is just a fancy word for creating. You came, my fellow brothers and sisters, to love yourself, and love yourself when you recognize the Yahuwah, the God spark inside of you. You'll be thankful for the rest of your life. You'll be loving yourself 100% when you realize the gifts you've been given. Perfect spirit, perfect spiritual DNA, and a perfect spiritual spark. You have the source spark inside of you. The source spark. You came here to manifest, my fellow brothers and sisters. You came here to create. Congratulations on the greatest day of your life. It can be no other way. All we have is the present, my fellow brothers and sisters. There is no past, there is no future. All we have is the present. Today is the greatest day of your life. I come to you from a perspective of love and light and truth and goodness, of awakening for a grand awakening, my fellow brothers and sisters, for me to shine universal light on you, to awaken the inner knowing you possess. This inner knowing inside of you, it doesn't matter to me what continent you're on, what country you're in, what your political affiliation is, what your financial situation is, the color of your skin, the nationality, the creed, the religion, the faith, anything about you. You possess this inside of you. If you do not have a dime in your pocket, if you do not have a penny in your pocket, you possess everything that you need inside of you to manifest anything you can imagine. Perfect spirit, perfect spiritual DNA, and most importantly, a perfect spiritual spark. All of these in exactly the image, exact replication of the creator of all, the creator of all. I come to you from 100% neutrality, from 100% spirituality, my fellow brothers and sisters. I come to you as neutral as to everything that human beings like to butt heads on. I am so happy and grateful now that today is the greatest day of your life. I am so happy and grateful now. Today is the most magnificent day of your life. I am so happy and grateful now, my fellow brothers and sisters, that you have created your masterpiece today. It is done in the present. I am so happy and grateful now that something wonderful is happening to you today. I am so happy and grateful that something wonderful is happening to your loved ones today. I am so happy and grateful now that something wonderful is happening to you and your loved ones. You and your loved ones today. I am so happy and grateful now that multiple, numerous, wonderful things are happening to you today, my fellow brothers and sisters. So happy and grateful now that numerous, wonderful things are happening to Kim today. I'm so happy and grateful now that numerous, wonderful things are happening to Mikey today and all those that they love. My fellow brothers and sisters, I am so happy and grateful now that we live in a perfect and infinite universe of universes, a perfect and infinite universe of universes, all operating under universal laws. I am so happy and grateful now that you and I have received an invitation, my fellow brothers and sisters, even if this is the first time you have heard this message and you become part of this movement, even if this is the first time, my fellow brothers and sisters, you have received an invitation to be educated by a source, that we live in a thought world within a thought universe, a perfect and infinite thought universe. I am most happy and grateful now, my fellow brothers and sisters, that you and I and all of us within earshot of this podcast today are loved by Source. Source knows our name and truly desires to co-create with us, to take the faith and bring that in hand with the belief, to co-create with us so that you can manifest anything that you can imagine: health, wealth, love, happiness, relationships, experiences, spirituality, whatever you so desire. You came, as I said earlier, my fellow brothers and sisters, to love yourself, love your fellow brothers and sisters, and to do no harm. Do no harm. Love yourself, love your fellow brothers and sisters. And you came here to create. You came here with a plan, my fellow brothers and sisters. You came here with a plan of plans. You spent years in human terms working on your plan for here at planet Earth. You came here to the Earth School, often referred to as a school of hard knocks. Challenges here, and you accepted these challenges. You knew these challenges. You embraced these challenges. You wanted this challenge for you to elevate and purify your spirit. You can elevate and purify your spirit on a faster track here on planet Earth because of the challenges, because of the density of yourself, because of the density, because of emotions. because of emotions, because of limitations. A lot of these are not present, other dimensions, other densities, other planes, my fellow brothers and sisters. You came here with a plan. You came here for a reason. And that's what I'm here for, my fellow brothers and sisters. We're on the big shift to the new earth. We're going from 3D to 5D, come heck or high water. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. We're going through an awakening, through a grand awakening, through an ascension and awakening through the 4D. I can promise you that. I promise you that. That is the glass of water I'm holding out from my subconscious mind that your subconscious mind is grabbing and embracing and drinking in. I am living water. I am living water. I am living water. What Yahusha, Yeshua, Jesus would say before he drank a glass of water, typically. My fellow brother says, you have everything that you need inside of you. You are an eternal, ethereal, spiritual being. You are an eternal spiritual being having a limited physical experience. That's what you came here for. You're an immortal spiritual being. You've been given this perfection inside of you. My fellow brothers and sisters, it's all about repetition, 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 repetition. And oftentimes, if you are a first-time listener on our podcast today, this may be the first time you've heard this ancient wisdom, this love, and it's all about love. The universal law of love is the most important law out of all the universal laws. I said we live in a perfect and infinite universe of universes, all operating under universal laws. And my fellow brothers and sisters, these universal laws are the rules of the game. You are in a game of life. You will not succeed unless you understand the rules of the game. That's what Pappy's here for. So, my fellow brothers and sisters, you are in the right place. You are not here by accident. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing up today. I suggest to you, and that's all I do is offer suggestions, that you absorb this content on a daily basis. I just ran into a brother, Mikey, who was at a retreat that I put on probably about 6 weeks ago, maybe even just 4 weeks ago, Mikey. And he is absorbing this content. It's just as I said, when I start talking, my subconscious mind is holding out a glass of water. He's listened, Mikey, to all close to 60 of our podcasts and has started back over at the beginning, listen to them again. So you figure our podcasts are close to an hour. He's consumed this. He's listening to the book on Audible. He attended the retreat, so he got a copy. I give anyone who comes to a retreat a copy of my 28-day Manifest Anything You Can Imagine online coaching course. He's absorbing this information through the Audible book, through the coaching course, through social media, and through the podcast. My fellow brothers and sisters, these podcasts are free. I'm sharing the ancient wisdom. I'm collapsing decades I've been on earth into hours, into minutes, to hand this to you on a silver platter, to make this as easy as possible. But you've been on earth for 20 years, 40 years, 60 years, 80 years or longer. You need some repetition to be able to offset that. All these suggestions that you've let go into your subconscious mind, and you've not defended your subconscious mind. That's what Pappy's here for. So it's all about, my fellow brothers and sisters, repetition, repetition, repetition. Read my book and or listen to it every day. And when I say read my book, that's just a metaphor for all this absorption, be it on social media, my 28-day online coaching course, the podcast, however you come into contact with this wonderful, beautiful, pure ancient wisdom. Today's focus, Mikey, before I hand it back over to you, and we're looking at the title for today's podcast. Today's podcast, the number one predictor of your success. How exciting is that? We're going to be talking today. Mikey and I will be discussing the number one predictor of your success. So stay tuned, my fellow brothers and sisters, for a wonderful podcast we have for you. Mikey, I'll toss it back to you. Thank you, Kim, for putting together such a great show. And thank you, Mikey, for all the great work that you do in making this show a success. Thank you, both of you.
Yeah, thank you, Pappy. Thank you very much. And speaking of helping people succeed, you've been helping fellow brothers and sisters all around the world. You've been going places virtually, and in physically doing all these wonderful retreats. But you're also helping people all around the world in almost 7 continents. And you're doing it in Africa with our younger brothers and sisters. And it's so important to start when you're young, especially if you want to be successful. So if you could just tell us about that experience with Yuva Unstoppable and the virtual sessions that you do with them.
Yes, Mikey, and this dovetails into what I'm getting ready to start. It may not be the same name, my fellow brothers and sisters, because it's a fluid situation. But this is I'm getting ready to start Papi's Army, my army of ambassadors. And these are for all the fellow brothers and sisters, again, to reach out to our 4 billion fellow brothers and sisters in need, living off of less than $5 per day, especially women and children in need, most especially women and children of color who are in need, not at the exclusion of anyone else, but everyone. I love you. I love everyone. Black, brown, tan, white, everything across the entire spectrum, all continents on earth, all races, all creeds, all colors. I love each and every one. We are exactly the same, my fellow brothers and sisters. We have the same perfect spirit. We possess the same perfect spiritual spark. We possess the same perfect DNA, all from source, from the creator. In a recent class, Mike, as you said, and that's where we're getting started with Papi's Army of Ambassadors, is brothers and sisters who have been coming to us. I'm getting ready to launch this to help me reach out to all these continents. Just got contacted from a young gentleman from India last week who's not associated with this group, Mikey, who wants to join us, wants to join the Army of Ambassadors. So stay tuned, my fellow brothers and sisters. Recently, had a presentation with the Yuva Unstoppable School. This is in India, part of a Yuva Unstoppable School by Amitabh Shah. Mr. Shah, God bless you, my brother. Namaste for all the great work that you do with the 7,000 schools and 7 million students from the education program that you build out to help our fellow brothers and sisters in India. And working on this, Mikey, going through the class. And again, this is all with younger sisters of ours working on this. And what I've worked on, with the point that comes through, Mikey, what's come through over and over again, is I've worked with them on building a manifesting lifestyle. Again, as I said earlier, our fellow brothers and sisters, we have new listeners constantly on our podcast. This is the first time they've ever come into contact with this information. So my fellow brothers and sisters, you don't get uptight. There is no pill, P-I-L-L. There's no pill for this. What Papi's here for is to help you build a manifesting lifestyle on your manifesting journey. And my fellow brothers and sisters, what I mentioned earlier, repetition, repetition, repetition. It's all about repetition. And if you think of it as an arm wrestling kind of battle, where your arm from ancient wisdom knowledge has been laying flat on the table, you haven't even sort of put up a fight or made any forward progress, oftentimes for 20 years, 40 years, 60 years, 80 years or more. So we're starting now. We have all this wonderful content from Papi Mindset Coach, from myself, and it's about repetition, my fellow brothers and sisters. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single footstep. Just take that first footstep. As I mentioned, it's free on social media. It's free on our podcasts. It's free content. You can go to my website, papimindsetcoach.com, and give me your basic information, and I will email you a free book. My book that I refer to constantly, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine. I will mail that to you. My book is built on the shoulders of giants. Think and Grow Rich, started by Andrew Carnegie, transferred this ancient wisdom to Napoleon Hill, to Earl Nightingale, to Bob Proctor, and now Papi's here. I hope there's dozens of other individuals, brothers and sisters, who are willing to accept this torch and go forward. I hope there's hundreds. I hope there's thousands, but Papi's one of them. That's what I'm here for, to share this ancient wisdom with you and to awaken you, my fellow brothers and sisters, for the grand awakening of this power you have inside of you. So what are the challenges, Mikey? It's always amazing whether I'm talking to, these are young teenage women in India, these are virtual presentations that I do, or very successful entrepreneurs. The top part, Mikey, our brothers and sisters who've listened to the podcast before have heard me talk about our mind. Our mind is a combination of our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, and our body. It's a combination of these three. And the top part, that big circle that I draw around my head with the horizontal line, the top half of that circle with the C for conscious mind, that is what I call your stinking thinking. or as I often refer to Dolores Cannon's definition, Mr. Stupid. And it's a challenge with these young women, Mikey, the same thing. They're thinking of things, and it was the same concept with the gentleman who listened to 60 consecutive podcasts, Mikey, over just a few week period of time, and all the challenges he had. When I talked to them, we're all coming back to the same thing. And I've talked to so many brothers and sisters like this. It's their stinking thinking. Their stinking thinking's getting in the way. Mr. Stupid's taking over. You're trying to figure this out. My fellow brothers and sisters, this is not an intelligence test. We've been here for millions of years. This universe is more complex than you can ever imagine. You are not going to figure it out. Stop it. Stop it. It's embarrassing. Stop it. It's embarrassing. Open yourself up. Listen to your subconscious mind and have faith in this process. I know this is ringing within your body. It's ringing like a bell, and it's ringing at the most pure vibration and harmony you can ever imagine. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your subconscious mind. It's directed you here, and it's trying to direct you forward. So get your stinking thinking and Mr. Stupid out of the way. Then the next thing that comes into play, Mikey, is ego. Comes into play with our brothers and sisters, whether it's these young women and or experienced entrepreneurs. Take your ego, and we're looking to squish that every day. Take that thing down as low as we can. You were given your ego to manage yourself in this 3D, in the third dimension. That's what you were given it for. But just to do that, in a lot of cases, it overwhelms brothers and sisters and grows into a lot larger entity than it ever should be. So we want to squish our ego. And when you're using your conscious mind, you're taking in your senses, and we want to do this to cohabitate and make it through our day and enjoy our day. But we don't want to live off this, my fellow brothers and sisters. These are all 3D senses. You were given the gift to access directly into the fifth dimension. There's at least 12 dimensions here. Right now, we're just trying to go from 3D to 5D, ascending through the fourth dimension. My fellow brothers and sisters, lean into this. Sit in quiet, sit in peace and quiet. Listen to your subconscious mind. Tap into all knowledge and all power of all time inside of you. So, Mikey, with every class with these young women, it's about working through this process, working through the process with them, 2 steps forward, maybe 1 step backward, 3 steps forward, maybe 2 steps backward, but continuing to make progress with them. And it's the same thing. It's about building. What Papi's here for is to help you build a manifesting lifestyle on your manifesting journey. So thank you, Mikey. That was a nice little recap of the wonderful experience I've had with these wonderful teenagers from India at the Yuva School.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I know that you mentioned a lot of the resources that you have are free. There, like you have the podcast for free, your audiobook for free, your social media. But I just wanted to remind everybody that you also send a free weekly email with 2 concepts to live by. All you have to do is sign up on your mailing list. And like you said at the beginning of the podcast, this is just to remind you that repetition is so important to manifesting. And you just want to keep reminding us repetition, repetition, repetition. And to get these emails in our inbox, it's just a great way to remove the negativity and add some positivity and give us some positive messages every week. And I know that you have a great one lined up for us, Papi.
Yes, Mikey. And the one that Kim sent out this recent week was a very big concept to live by. And when I was writing my book, I mentioned my Italian grandma Rosa a good bit, along with my Polish grandma Anna, my mother Phyllis. They're in a tie for my 3 muses in my life, my 3 heroes. What I learned from them is immeasurable, and I dedicate my entire life to them. And especially, as I said, to women and children in need all across this globe, especially those in need, literally in need, living off of less than $5 per day. And when I thought about the thing I think Mikey, to my Italian grandma Rose, was most proud of was her marinara sauce, her red sauce, her tomato sauce for her spaghetti, for her pasta that she cooked. And I was writing the book, I thought to myself, what are the key ingredients in manifesting? And this is not an all-inclusive list, my fellow brothers and sisters, but just to give you an idea of some core knowledge in what I see in one shape or form, a little bit, a medium amount, or a lot, over and over in manifesting anything you can imagine. So what Kim sent out in the concepts to live by this past week were 15 key ingredients. I'm not going to go deep on them, Mikey, but I'm just going to do a little flyover and mention them. Desire, my fellow brothers and sisters, desire is so important. Everything starts with your imagination, your thoughts, and your ideas. And then the secret sauce is added. When the secret sauce is added, feelings and emotions, that's where the magic happens. That's where it happens. That is where creation occurs. That's where creation occurs when the two become one. As Yeshua, Jesus stated, when the two become one, you will be able to move mountains. When your thoughts combine with your emotions and desire, when we start off with a want because we have to and get to identify our goal. As we apply feelings and emotions, our want turns into a desire. And for the top half of that circle, now when it turns into a desire, when there's more emotion and feelings applied, it's deposited into the rich treasury of our subconscious mind. Next up is imagination. I just mentioned that's where everything starts. Imagination, ideas, and thoughts. The next key ingredient is our thoughts. The next is our feelings. I mentioned our feelings. The next is assumption. There's a universal law of assumption and also assumption, assuming the wish fulfilled. My fellow brothers and sisters, think about whatever you want. Think about whatever you want. You want to have a successful doctor appointment. Think about your doctor appointment is completed. You're walking out of the doctor's office. Assume the feeling of that wish fulfilled. Think about what it would be. The doctor wrote out a report for you, showed you reports, greatest blood test you've ever had, whatever it may be. And just think about how you're feeling. You're jumping for joy. You pump your fist. Yes, the greatest doctor appointment I ever had. I'm completely clear of everything. Assumption of that wish fulfilled. My fellow brothers and sisters, I talk about feel your way into your day. Assume these feelings when you wake up in the morning for your important face-to-face meetings, virtual meetings, phone conversations, emails, whatever it may be. And you will be surprised once you start this, you'll say after that successful meeting, this is exactly the feeling that I assumed this morning laying in bed for this meeting. And I'm feeling exactly the same way right now. After this successful face-to-face meeting, virtual meeting, email, phone conversation, whatever it is, after a while, you won't be surprised anymore. Belief and faith are the next. So I say, take the faith in yourself, place it in the belief that you have of all this glory that's outside of you, this buffet, this endless buffet, every possible future outcome for you, my fellow brothers and sisters, is right in front of you. It's right in front of you right now. You're looking right at it. Everything. All you need to do is step into it. The greatest health you can ever imagine is right in front of you. The most average health you could ever imagine, that is right in front of you. Very bad health for you is right in front of you. My fellow brothers and sisters, Source, the Creator, God, Yahuwah, the Creator of all, says yes to every single thing you require, you request, says yes to everything. I can't give you any greater information than that. Every prayer, every affirmation, every intention is positively responded to. You say, well, Pappy, what's the challenge? Well, the challenge, my fellow brothers and sisters, is for every 5 thoughts that the average fellow brother and sister on planet Earth is having, 4 of them are negative. For every 5, 4 negative. If you can think it in your mind, you can and will hold it in your hand. Source is saying yes to your 4 negative requests. That's how you've manifested everything into your life that you have. I have this conversation constantly with brothers and sisters. Pappy, there's no way I would ever ask for this. There's no way I would have ever requested this. There's no way I manifested it. That's how powerful you are. My fellow brothers and sisters, the next one up is words. Actually, I was going into it, Mikey. Words, every single word. that you utter is so powerful. Every single word carries meaning, carries vibration, carries frequency, carries power. My fellow brothers and sisters, if you turn this podcast off in 30 seconds, listen to me. I want you to be extraordinarily careful for every word that goes into your ears. I want you to be extraordinarily careful about every word that comes out of your mouth. You don't have to listen to the rest of the podcast. If you just take action on that, you'll propel your life forward like you can't even imagine how powerful words are. Next up is affirmations. I am so happy and grateful now that next 15 key ingredient, subconscious programming. My fellow brothers and sisters, I love you more than words can describe. And your subconscious mind is your hardware and software operating system, and they possess a virus. I love you, but they possess a virus. You've allowed suggestions to go in there for 20, 40, 60, 80 years without any management whatsoever. You haven't canceled or rejected anything. You haven't refused to participate. Now's the time. That's over. From this day forward, you are protecting your subconscious mind at all costs. Gratitude, my fellow brothers and sisters, you can manifest anything you can imagine just through gratitude alone. The day that I found out years and years ago that when we give gratitude from a genuine, authentic, humble heart, that we are vibrating at the level of abundance, whatever you're giving gratitude for, whatever you're vibrating at, the frequency that you're at must come into your life under universal law. The next one is repetition, Mikey. That's what today's show is all about. Positive inputs we talked about on programming your subconscious mind, inspired action. I say think of yourself with a T-shirt on all day long. TFAW, thoughts, feelings, actions, words. You want to keep all those above your navel, above your belt buckle, above the mid part of your body, above your waist, vibrating the upper half of your body. Keep your thoughts in the upper half, keep your feelings in the upper half, your actions and your words, and you can and will manifest anything you can imagine into your life. And the last key ingredient, Mike, is persistence. It's about perseverance and about persistence, my fellow brothers and sisters. Just a couple steps forward, maybe you take a step backward. You're on a manifesting journey, and persistence and perseverance is the key for repetition, repetition, repetition. So thank you so much, Mikey. That was a really big, a really big concept to live by with 15 key ingredients. But I didn't want to shortchange any of them. I at least wanted to mention each one. So thank you, Mikey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for sharing that recipe for success with us. And just like with every recipe, you need all the ingredients, and in order to be successful in the kitchen, you need a great chef. But you also need a great coach to be successful when you're manifesting. And I can't think of a better coach than Papi, who wants to share decades of knowledge with us, and especially when it comes to manifesting the law of attraction. So, Papi, what is your manifest coaching tip for us?
Yeah, I might get a coaching tip, and I'm speaking directly today to the successful entrepreneurs that I work with and are thinking about collaborating with me to help our fellow brothers and sisters in need. There's 4 billion plus fellow brothers and sisters in need. I'm also speaking to every individual. This applies to everyone. I'm especially reaching out today for the successful entrepreneurs who are listening in, who are in my mastermind, considering joining my mastermind. And the focus of my mastermind, of Pappy's Inner Circle Mastermind class, is successful entrepreneurs, impact-driven entrepreneurs, successful men and women who desire to merge their profit with purpose. And thank goodness, Mikey, there's more and more of these wonderful fellow brothers and sisters who are very successful in business and want to take that profit. They want to merge it with purpose. They want to pay their life forward, and they want to have impact, Mikey, true impact. And these are the brothers and sisters I'm talking to today. There's research that I've quoted before that I just want to go a little bit deeper on today. So if we were to ask ourselves the title that Mikey and I came up with for today's podcast, the number one predictor of your success, what is it and how does it come into play? Harvard University had a 25-year research that identified the number one predictor of success in you, in your life. What do you think it is, my fellow brothers and sisters? It's at least in a tie for number one. At least in a tie for number one. It's the 5 people closest to you in your life. The 5 people closest to you in your life. Closest to you, the ones you spend the most time in. And I've talked to you about this time and time again, my fellow brothers and sisters. I say, keep your circle tight. Don't try to have 20 people in your inner circle. Keep it tight. Let's just think about 5 brothers and sisters in your inner circle. What have I told you for years? That your goal is to have everyone in your inner circle vibrating at least at your level, ideally higher. Ideally higher. If I can walk into a room, or when I walk into a room, however you want to phrase it, my objective is to walk in a room. I'd love to walk into a room if there's 10 brothers and sisters in there. I'd love to walk into a room that they're all vibrating higher than I am. That's one of the most exhilarating things I can ever think of. One of the most exhilarating things I can ever think of. I told you, I quoted when I was growing up, in the 1960s, Aristotle Onassis was considered the richest person on earth. He was asked, Mr. Onassis, you're worth billions of dollars. If you woke up tomorrow and you were bankrupt, you were penniless, what would you do? He said, I'd go to the nicest hotel in the city. I'd sit there and drink a cup of coffee, and I would just sit there in that vibration, that frequency of all those extraordinarily successful people coming into and out of and sitting in a restaurant, them sitting there, have a cup of coffee or a glass of iced tea. I would just bathe myself and immerse myself in that. That's what I'm talking about, my fellow brothers and sisters. The 5 closest fellow brothers and sisters to you. Harvard University. This is the number one predictor of your future success. And this is in all the important areas in life: health, wealth, love, happiness, relationships, experiences, spirituality. So if you are a successful entrepreneur, and if you have a drive, you have a yearning, you want to have impact and help your fellow brothers and sisters in need, I suggest reaching out. Let's have a conversation at Papi Mindset Coach, at Papi's Inner Circle Mastermind. This is where like-minded brothers and sisters come together to move this needle so much further that you can't even imagine, my fellow brothers and sisters. So the need and recommendation, have someone just like me. It could be someone else. It doesn't have to be Papi. But my recommendation to entrepreneurs is to put Papi in your inner circle. To place me in your inner circle is one of those 5 most important people in your life, and have access to this great vibration, great frequency, ancient wisdom, love and light and truth and goodness constantly, my fellow brothers and sisters, and for us to work together in faith and belief and uplift each other. Harvard University, 25 years of a 25-year research, studied tons of brothers and sisters, said the number one predictor of your future success is the 5 fellow brothers and sisters closest to you. I think of Jim Rohn all the time, Mikey. I love listening to Jim Rohn. I love to pride myself in being a walking, talking pep talk for my brothers and sisters. And Jim Rohn was a wonderful walking, talking pep talk his entire life. And he spelled his last name Rohn. And I think of him all the time, Mikey. He said this quote a lot of different ways, but basically one of his most famous quotes was that you can live an okay to good life working tirelessly in your business. So I meet so many entrepreneurs, Mikey. They are successful, but they are busting their behind 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week working in their business. What did Jim Rohn say? He said, yeah, very often you can live an okay to even good life working tirelessly in your business, but you can live an exceptional life working on yourself. That's what Papi's here for, to help you to work on yourself. Entrepreneurs, that's what I'm here for, to help you take your game and your life to the next level. Health, wealth, love, happiness, relationships, experiences, spirituality, not just one of them, all of them. And oftentimes entrepreneurs are doing very good in the wealth category on their assets or income, whatever it may be. There's some improvement that they may want to have there, but there's other holes in their life, so to speak. I'm here to work with you on all of these, my fellow brothers and sisters, so that you can live an exceptional life working on yourself. I constantly remind us, goals are not, N-O-T, capital bold, not. Goals are not to get. Goals are to grow. That's what I work with you for. If you grow, my fellow brothers and sisters, if you share this love and light and truth and goodness with your fellow brothers and sisters and uplift them, put out this positive vibration, this positive energy, this positive frequency, you will be rewarded with whatever you so want. It'll be residual, be ancillary. It'll just happen without you even thinking about it. It will come into your life, fall into your lap when you put this positive energy out, my fellow brothers and sisters. So the smartest way to start working on yourself is to manage your inner circle. Manage that inner circle, the 5 brothers and sisters closest to you, and make sure they're vibrating at least your level or higher, ideally higher, preferably higher. And I ask for you, entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurs in the audience who are impact driven, who want to make a dent in this planet to help their fellow brothers and sisters. I ask for you, reach out, let's have a conversation, and consider joining Papi's Inner Circle Mastermind that can change your life and take you to levels that you didn't even know were possible, my fellow brothers and sisters. Thank you so much, Mike. I'm just doing an outreach just to speak a little bit more specifically to entrepreneurs today. But again, this is applicable to every single listener today, Mikey. Be extraordinarily careful. Keep your inner circle small and keep it tight and keep it at the highest quality possible. No more than 5 fellow brothers and sisters, ideally all of them vibrating and or at a frequency of that's higher than you, to uplift you, to energize you every single day. How exciting that is, my fellow brothers and sisters. It's doable, believe me. And us working together, we can increase your life, the impact that you can deliver, and most importantly, elevate our fellow brothers and sisters in need all across planet Earth. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That's a great tip. Thank you, Pappy. One of the key ingredients that you mentioned earlier was words. And two of the most important words that you can say are the words I am. And another key ingredient that you mentioned was affirmations. And to combine those together is something super powerful. So to combine I am with I am so happy and grateful now, that is just such a important step when it comes to manifesting, that you live in the present as if it's already happening. So can you share our affirmation with us today, Pappy?
Yeah, Mikey, thank you so much. And Mikey pulled another great affirmation out of my book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine. These are in the back of the book. I've got dozens and dozens of these. And a lot of our brothers and sisters like to state them verbatim, literally. I have these here also to stimulate your thought process. For you, most importantly, to customize these affirmations for yourself, for what's important in your life, for your goals in your life, for your goals and objectives. So the affirmation share with the audience today, I am so happy and grateful now that my spirit, my spiritual DNA, and my spiritual spark are perfect in every way, and are truly the real me. And I know that I am an eternal spiritual being having a limited physical experience. My fellow brothers and sisters, these powerful words, I am, as Mikey said, the 2 most important words, 2 most powerful words that we could ever speak to, whatever come out of your mouth. Be extraordinarily careful. The next word that comes out after I am, never I am dumb, I am stupid, I am no good. Never, ever, ever. You said anything like that for the last time. You know, Pappy, now you're done with that. I am smart, I am tall, I am successful, I am beautiful, I am healthy, I am enjoying the greatest relationships. My fellow brothers and sisters, the universe and your body from a health perspective, everything around you, you live in an energy field within a field of consciousness. There is consciousness all around you, all into you and through you and around you, my fellow brothers and sisters, and you have the power to control and direct this energy and this consciousness, my fellow brothers and sisters. That's what I talk to you about and coach you up and teach you over and over and over again. Just what a wonderful affirmation today, Mikey. These are just such high vibration, high frequency, high energy affirmations. That's a beautiful one that you picked. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Pappy does a great job of answering all of our questions. And if you have a question for Pappy, you can go to the website and click on the Ask Pappy link at the top and submit your questions there. Today's question from one of our listeners and subscribers is, what are the best daily manifesting techniques?
Yeah, Mikey, this is one that comes up quite frequently. I'm going to stay on our same theme today, Mikey, on this answer. And really, because I really want to drill this home, Mikey. And it's all about what I'm doing is repetition, 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 reminding our brothers and sisters about repetition, repetition, repetition. So, Mikey, I would like to answer this one from a big picture perspective. What are the best daily manifesting techniques? It is repetition, my fellow brothers and sisters. It's that manifesting lifestyle that I mentioned a number of times today. And it doesn't matter about doing it tremendously. And it's amazing, Mikey, that like this gentleman I was talking to who was listening to our podcast, listen to all close to 60 podcasts where we're at right now within a short period of time. And he's back on them, listening to them, going through them again. He's getting so energized from them. And whenever I talk to our brothers and sisters, Mikey, about repetition, whether it's social media, it's listening to the podcast, listening to my book on Audible, listening to the 28-day online coaching course. You could be myself shaving and showering in the morning, uh, preparing and cooking dinner, driving in the car, when you're winding down, getting ready to go to sleep at night, you're brushing your teeth, you're winding down, getting ready to go to sleep at night. And you don't have to be sitting there with rapt attention, taking notes. Just let it play in the background. Your subconscious mind is soaking all this up. So the best daily manifesting techniques are all about repetition, my fellow brothers and sisters. Your waking ritual, your affirmations, intentions, your gratitude, your prayers, the big three: affirmations, intention, prayers. I use a blend of all three. Your gratitude that you give either verbally or journaling, your, again, affirmation, intention, prayers throughout the day, your waking rituals I mentioned, your sleeping ritual before you go to sleep at night, doing your evening review and preview. And I've told you before, my brothers and sisters, this does not take any extra time. It doesn't take any extra time out of your day. Whenever you first start, you start thinking, wow, what's this going to take? Do I have to devote an extra hour or more to this per day? No, what you will start to do, as I said, your subconscious mind is the bowl. You're going to be taking out one or two bad habits per day, putting in one or two good ones with Pappy, and you will, by eliminating bad habits, free your time up. You won't waste as much time in fear, worry, doubt, and anxiety. How much time our fellow brothers and sisters spend in that state during the course of a day? That's that's a ton of free time you're going to be freeing up. Ton of free time. You're going to start to notice what puts you in a state of fear, worry, doubt, anxiety, whatever else it may be. You say, I'm going to be listening to less TV. I'm going to be listening to less of this music. I'm going to be taking control of my life. I'm going to be more proactive than reactive, letting these things come at me that I'm canceling or rejecting all day long. My fellow brothers and sisters, it will not take you not even one extra minute of time per day as you place in good and great habits for poor habits that were there before. So again, Mikey, in summary, the best daily manifesting techniques. I'm just keeping on the big picture, Mikey, for repetition, 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 for all these wonderful techniques that I talk about on every podcast show that we have. Repetition, 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 and keeping an inner circle as tight as possible. Keep it as tight as possible, as high vibration and frequency as possible.
Absolutely. And one of the other things that you can do, as far as repetition goes, is at the beginning of every chapter of your book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, there's some quotes, some really powerful quotes. And a lot of times you could just go and read those quotes. They're just going to reset your mind. They're just going to give you a better high vibration. And I know that we have a really powerful quote set up for us today. Pappy, can you read that for us?
Yes, Mikey, thank you. And in the book, the quotes, I get energized by them. I love talking to Mikey about them because she loves the quotes too. And we start geeking out about just talking about quotes and getting energized and raising our vibration. My fellow brothers and sisters, sometimes I can just read one quote and it just comes through so powerfully to me. It will just raise my energy through the roof, just reading a quote. And in my book, I'm providing quotes from ancient ascended masters, from members of the Table of Humanity, the Council of Humanity, from the highest spirits possible of love and light and truth and goodness. And of course, I have at least one of my quotes in each chapter as well. Just wonderful, positive, powerful quotes, so uplifting, so energizing. It's one of my recommendations when you first get my book is just to go through the entire book and just read every quote first, or just pick one quote from every chapter. I believe you'll find it extraordinarily exciting, extraordinarily energizing. So Mikey has picked a wonderful quote for us today from chapter 17 from my book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine. From chapter 17, the secret is that you manifest and create with your thought forms combined with your body of emotions. It is mind over matter. For your mind and thoughts combined with your emotions rule all. Papi DiNuzzo. It's a couple short sentences, Mikey, but how powerful, how powerful. Just thinking back to Yahusha, Yeshua, Jesus' quote, when the two become one. This is exactly what I'm referring to in my quote here. When the two become one, when you combine your thoughts with your emotions, this is what brings it into form. You perform your efficient, inspired, joyful actions. You watch the words that you speak. You keep this in a high vibration. When you're on this frequency, my fellow brothers and sisters, high vibration frequency with your thoughts, high vibration and frequency with your emotions and your feelings, it is on a conveyor belt heading toward you into your life. You're in harmony, alignment, flow. It will come just naturally into your life from all of these endless future opportunities for your next step in your life, for your next self. You will manifest what you are, my fellow brothers and sisters. ARE, what you are. You will manifest your identity. You will manifest your state. And you can't place yourself in a better state, in a better identity than understanding and cracking the code for this ancient wisdom and understanding the secret. And the secret is combining your thoughts with your feelings and your emotions. That's the simple recipe right there, my fellow brothers and sisters. Thank you, Mikey.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing all of your knowledge with us today. I just want to remind you if you're a successful entrepreneur looking to take your business, life, health, wealth, love, and impact to the next level, the Pappy Mindset Manifestation Mastermind or the Pappy Mindset Manifestation Retreats may be just the answer and experience you've been looking for. This is where positive thoughts, emotions, and actions align with ancient wisdom within a tribe of purpose meets profits entrepreneurs who are dedicated to elevating their mindset, their energy, their results, and their fellow brothers and sisters in need. If you're ready to manifest, grow, stretch, and really step into the next new or higher version of yourself, Pappy's Mastermind and Retreats were created just for you. Thank you so much, Pappy. Back to you for our closing. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mikey. What an exciting podcast. Hey, I just love these. I'm always leave more energized, and I come in pretty energized to start off with. I want to thank you and Kim for just putting together such a great podcast. We get so many positive compliments on both of you and all of our other team members who help us in one way, shape, or form. A Pappy Mindset Coach, the wonderful entrepreneurs that we work with, the wonderful ambassadors that we work with. So I just thank everyone, but especially Mikey. Thank you, and thank you, Kim, for just a wonderful show. So thank you so much, my wonderful, beautiful fellow brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for joining us on our great podcast today. Namaste. Namaste. The spirit of me greets the spirit of you. I want to congratulate you again on the greatest day of your life. I want you to hold this near and dear to you, my fellow brothers and sisters. Today is the greatest day of your life, and it's been so energized. It's been so energizing spending this wonderful quality time together. I know I can't hear you right now, but when I'm out anywhere giving presentations, doing anything, brothers and sisters come up to me all the time as I share with you, Mikey, and giving us compliments on the podcast, how powerful it is, how much it's improved their life, how much it's touched them, how much it's helped them and their family members, how much it's helped them to start to educate their children in helping them to understand this ancient wisdom. So I am so very thankful. I say to tag it, my fellow brothers and sisters, TAG. I am so very thankful, appreciative, and grateful. TAG, thankful, appreciative, and grateful for you. My fellow brothers and sisters, I am sending you love and light and truth and goodness. I'm sending you awakening for a grand awakening for the inner knowing that's within you that I know is inside of you. I know how great you can be. I know what you can accomplish. I am your biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan. I'm here for you. For remembrance, for a grand remembrance, my fellow brothers and sisters. And I send you, most importantly, my positive energy at this very moment in time. I send it to you, my love, my light, my positive energy at this very moment in time. I appreciate and I thank you, each and every one of the wonderful fellow entrepreneurial brothers and sisters who are impact driven to help our fellow brothers and sisters in need all across planet Earth. I thank you so much for taking the profit in your businesses, emerging with the purpose in your heart, bringing us together, my fellow brothers and sisters, for the wonderful, wonderful impact you're delivering all across planet Earth, for paying this forward and delivering this impact all across planet Earth to our fellow brothers and sisters in need. My fellow brothers and sisters, thank you so much for joining our podcast today. In closing, I am, I am, I am, I am. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that I am. Love and blessings until we meet again, my fellow brothers and sisters. I love you. Papi loves you. Never say no one loves you. There's no one who loves you. Papi loves you. I love you. I love everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being such a great ambassador and supporting us in our movement to help these 4 billion fellow plus brothers and sisters on planet Earth who are in need. Thank you so much. Namaste until we meet again. Namaste. That's a wrap for this episode of Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. Keep those dreams big and your mindset unstoppable. Take one step today toward the life you're manifesting, because you can create anything you imagine. If you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Visit PapiMindsetCoach.com for more resources and follow us at Papi Mindset Coach on social platforms for daily inspiration. If you love this episode, share it with someone ready to transform their life. Until next time, stay focused, stay positive, and keep on manifesting your best life. See you soon.